Okay, oh, hot coffee. Welcome back, everybody, to Coffee and Art on a Wednesday. We were having Ustream issues earlier, so I don't know. CB said NASA was back online, so are we. So anyway, while we were waiting around, I was working on. Sorry, I gotta catch my breath. I just ran up and down the stairs. So I was working on this page in the Seasons is the Swedish, I mean that's the translation for the Swedish book here by Hanna Karlzon. And so I'm working on this page here. I'd already painted out the background black, and I just painted all over the stars. I'll put my own stars back in, and then I did add some of these little larger stars in blue. And what I'm going to do with her is I've already started with the indigo, and this is just Prismacolor pencil. Indigo on the back of her face. I'm going to fade it into a light blue here, which is light blue. And so it's going to go from really dark here to the light like this. Let me sharpen this one. So thanks everybody for being here on Hump Day. We weren't kind of sure if we were going to make it today, but here we are. So thanks, guys. So anyway, I was working on this while we were offline because I didn't want to work on the page I wanted to work on today without it being recorded, which is this page here. So since I already went to this page, I thought I'd just go and work on it for a little while. Give it a test here to make sure we're all good. And hopefully it'll record without any problems, but you know, you never know. Never know here, people. We soldier on, as we like to say. So she's gonna have a blue face, yeah. So anyway, what's everybody else working on? Is anybody else working on something today? Anybody got any Memorial Day weekend plans coming up? I think this school lets out for us, well, for my at least for my grand's area. Friday's their last day, so we will probably have them here next week. So maybe I can get them to do some project or something with me. You're doing your ATs. I already sent mine in. I know Janet's out of town, so she has her mail being held, but they're at her location. So, yeah, I sent mine in, CB. I got right on them. So, Anonymous, who are you? I need names, people. I need names. I know it's not Clarissa, because she got herself a name. Eileen found some radiant pearls. I've had for 20 years, and they still are. 20 years? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Eileen, that's hilarious. Well, hey, my heat gun still works after 25, so what can I say? I think I'll just go ahead and do the whole side of this face light blue and then go in and start shading it out. Working on an Amy Brown dragon coloring book. I don't know if I know Amy Brown. Well, I have a couple dragon books. I don't remember the authors, so, or the artist rather. Hey, Third Terry. They were the start of Twinkling H2Os. I did not know that, Eileen. I still have my Twinkling H2Os I've had for probably at least 10 years. I don't know, you know. Let me just get a coat of blue on our skin here. light blue. And then I'm blending it in. Oh, okay, Pat. Well, good to have you. Should Fantasy Arts translate some of her work into line art for coloring? Okay. I don't know if I've seen it or not, Erin. Spiderweb page in Imagimorphia. Oh, I got that one done. I'm sure you've seen it, TNT. Yeah, I got that. I got the spiderweb page done. Suzanne, not related, but your car's 22 years old. Oh my gosh. Hey, Shalene. Hey, Elizabeth. Everybody else popping in. If I miss saying hello to you, it's been kind of a techie trying to get on here morning, but apparently Ustream was having some issues, but they apparently got them resolved because CB told me that NASA was back online. So yeah. Oh, okay. Hi, Anna. Thanks, Terry. We just like to know who you are. Thanks for being here, everybody. So this is a nice soft book. I mean, the pages are nice and soft. And I should put something behind it, so if I'm putting any pressure, I'm not going to dent the page. So, yeah. Hey, Carla. Yeah, only CB would know if NASA was back online. So I'm just using indigo and light blue and fading the color to the front of her face. I might even put a little bit of a white glow along her face. I don't know, because I've got the stars in blue, but I might add a little bit of white. Let me sharpen my white here. Hey, Miss Q. Just to kind of give them a little bit brighter. I can also put some Posca in there, but I don't know yet. I haven't decided how bright I want it. I kind of like it that's subtle. Hey there, Tracy Squaw. Oh, good. Yay. Bunnies and bricks. Yeah, I was working on my Moon Blossom, and if y'all are just joining us, this is the page I wanted to work on today, but we were having Ustream issues. So I told y'all I wasn't going to do this without recording it. So since Ustream was having issues, I just moved on to start working on this. So this is what I'm working on now because I already was. So yeah, well, Ustream was having issues earlier, Jessica, so they may have some residuals. So if it's buffering and stuff, you might have to pause and play, and we'll see how it goes. But I'm trying my best here, people. I'm doing what Ustream will let us do. That's all I can do. So I just thought I'd go and work on this page today. So I'm just kind of feathering this out to the edge here and kind of going in with the light blue and blending. But I like the feel of this paper. I don't know that it's much different than her other books. Somebody said that the Swedish version had different paper or something, but I don't know. I'm not seeing the subtleties of it as yet. Yes, I did go to Hobby Lobby yesterday. Thanks for reminding me, Eileen. Yeah. I got about 10 more paints. 10 more. I just have them sitting here. Colors of the deco art. See, they have the new label now. Here's their old label, and here's the new one. It's the same stuff, but now they have deco art at the top. It's still the same matte Hey, Happy Ray. It just has a different label. So I think I got 9, 10 colors. I got another, let's see, Colonial Blue, because you know I always love my blues. I got Heritage Brick. Got Traditional Burnt Sienna. Uniform Blue. And they're subtly different. I mean, if you look at those, like those two blues, see, it's more gray and a blue. And the same thing for this one, which is Navy Blue. Here's Navy Blue. And then I also got, I'm trying to show them all to you. Also got Sapphire Blue. So those are the blues I got. And then, let's see. Like I said, Burnt Sienna and Heritage Brick. And then Peacock Blue, or Peacock Teal, and Sweet Mint. I got those two. Yeah, so a couple of the colors I was out of, like Uniform Blue, a couple colors I was out of. Peacock Teal, I was running low. So, yeah, I kind of stocked up on those. And then I got, what else did I get? Oh, yes, I got, y'all know I like the 20 Ways to Draw books. 20 Ways to Draw Trees, 20 Ways to Draw Animals. There's all different things like that. And they just call it 20 Ways, but there's way more than 20 ways. There's hundreds of ways in the book, in those books. It's a whole series. But I'd not ever seen this one even at at Barnes and Noble. But look, it's 20 Ways to Draw Everything, and look how thick it is. And it's 3 different artists. Lisa Congdon, Julia Koo, and Eloise Renoff. So it's 3 artists that do the Draw Everything books, I think. Those are the 3. And so this is a big, thick one. Now, at Hobby Lobby, you can use a 40% off coupon. You can't use coupons at Michael's, but at Hobby Lobby you can. So this is a $25 book, and I got 40% off. So we'll have to go through it and play in it here after a while. Let me just do a quick flip here. And it's divided up: animals, nature, and flower. Let me see again. It's divided up. Each of the 3 artists took took animals, one took nature, and one took flowers. So there's 3 different artists that did 3 different sections. So yeah, we'll play in this after a while. I love these books. I like not even so much to draw from, but to draw inspiration and ideas from. So in other words, rather than like just say copying something, you can, get ideas and inspiration from it. So we'll play in this later if we have time. Isn't that cool? Yeah, so I got 40% off of it at Hobby Lobby. But like Terry just looked it up on Amazon at $16.99 on Amazon. So yeah. So yeah, well that. I got that, and what else did I get? I got some scrapbook paper. Don't tell anybody. I got some scrapbook paper with 50% off, so I got some flower paper. I'm giving away scrapbook paper, and I bought some more. But anyway, yeah, I bought some flower scrapbook paper. Hey, Azure. Yeah, you might have to buy that book, Eileen. So yeah, we might do something in that just to kind of show, it's ideas. Even if you just get the ideas of what animals to draw. Like, you think, well, I want to draw an animal, but I don't know what. Well, even if you just flip through and see the flamingo page, Eileen, you could work on that. I'm just blending this out, guys. I'm just taking my time because Ustream, if you're just joining us, Ustream wasn't coming on for us earlier. But they're back now, so are we. I didn't do anything, Valerie. I didn't do anything. Ustream came back on. CB messaged me and said NASA was back on. So if NASA was back on, we're back on. I didn't do anything. I told y'all Ustream sometimes just has a little thing, so who knows what. We don't question why, because there's no point. There's no point in it. We don't know why. So anyway, I'm just blending out this lady, her skin in blue. I wanted her to have blue because the stars are on her face. So that's what inspired me to have her have a blue face. Just because the stars were already there. Hi Janet. How you doing, Carla? Hope you're doing well. Anybody else popping in? Thanks for being here on our Wednesday hump day. I forgot to get out Mike. And I know the camel in the ad's not Mike, but I like to call my camel Mike. So I'm just slowly feathering out. As you can see, today's Emma's birthday. Oh, well, is she here? Well, happy birthday, Emma, if you're not here. If you are, she said she got her card. She said she was going to wait till to her birthday to open it. So, and Carrie, she's not even home to get, when she got her card, I'm sure is there too, but her birthday was a few days ago, and she's not at home, so she'll probably have to wait till she gets home to get her card. So yeah, I'm moving back to home. Oh. Well, good. I guess you sound excited to be moving, so yay you. So yeah, Emma said she was going to open her card on her day. So yeah, I'm just kind of taking my time and feathering this blend out nice and smooth. Take some time, light layers. Yeah, are you going to be living next to Eileen? Make sure you pack lots of flamingos. Sorry, I can't resist. We can't resist teasing our Eileen. We can't resist. Hey, Vicky, I see you up there. Well, that's not going to be by Eileen. Okay, so just keep on blending. You're lurking today. Okay, Vicky, lurk away. Is that a code word for sleeping? It is for Jean. Let me see who else. Hey, Linda, Army Linda, Angela Quilts. Who else am I missing here? Baconeer, Barb W, Barry Bloom. Hey, Blue Moon, Bright, Button. I'm just trying to see who I might have missed saying good morning to. Scrolling. Hey, Deb Boring, Desi, or and Denise, Denny, Devonna, Demonte. Scrolling. Hey, Fancy Lime, Hamilla. Scrolling hibiscus girl. Late for you, I'm sure. You're in Oz, aren't you? Yeah. Jean was tweeting, I think she tweeted this morning, good morning, so I guess she's okay. Hey, Motor Mouth. Said hi to Kate and Kenny, Kimberly, Juju, Suzanne, Libby. Thanks everybody for popping in. Mary Alice, Norwegian. Hey, Norwegian Siren. Good to see you. May. Mar. Yes, that's her name. Her name is Mar. You have to say it like that too, or it doesn't count. Snaps. Squaw Moon Tracy. Stamp Dancer. Tara. Tar Heel Teresa. Third Terry. Teresa Crafting Chaos, Tinker, TNT, Julie Topaz, hey Twinkle Toes, West Virginia Melody, Valerie, thanks everybody for being here. I don't know if there's any Survivor fans here tonight. Okay, you're on your phone? Okay. But tonight's the final, 2-hour final, and then they usually have an hour of interviews with, everybody in the live studio. So tonight's the final. So if you're one of the Twitter talkers during Survivor, then you already know. I think I'll go ahead and do her eye blue too. Hey Kate, do you watch? I mean, well, I guess you already knew then. Survivor finals tonight. I might put a twinkle in her eye too. All right, let's start doing some blending here. Do I want her? I don't know what color I want her hair because her eyebrows got to be the color of her hair. I don't know if I don't want her to have blue hair. So, lots of light layers, just got to take your time and do soft blending. I have too, Kate, every season, not missed a season. What is it, 15 years now? Something like that, 15 years? I mean, 30-something seasons, because they do 2 a year. But 15 years, I think. Motor mouth because I talk a lot. Yeah, well that doesn't. I mean, I'm with you on this, motor mouth. I'm a talker too, always have been. So yeah, you're in good company. I should back up my pencil so you could see here. This one, I'm like working with the nub. I don't know why. It's not like I don't have another one, but I don't know. Sometimes you get sentimental about your pencils. You've used them for so long, and even though they turn into a nub, it's like you just can't quite give it up. You can't throw it in the nub jar quite yet. Oh, not me. I know I wouldn't make it on Survivor. Not well, maybe when I was younger I might have. But yeah, I'm a creature comfort kind of gal. You see these people going out and trying to survive in the woods and all that. It's like, there's a reason we have civilization, people. Oh, you're getting some, oh good. Good, Diamond, yay. I like my phones, my internet, my computers, my technology. Yeah. I don't, I don't want to have to live in the woods. Just saying. CB said the nubs are like a bad boyfriend. You just can't quite give them up. CB, good one. Good one, CB. Well, you're just so, let's just say it's like more like an old shoe. Let's put it that way, CB. Let's say it's more like an old shoe. CB will say, same difference. Well, the games that the Survivor games they play, the physical ones, yeah. I mean, I can swim and stuff, but I don't want to stand on any platform for hours, or I just don't. I have no desire to do it. Let's put it that way. I have no desire. I love watching it and watching them do it, and the challenges and the interactions, and I always have. But then, I like watching some of those other Survivor shows too. But does that mean I want to do it? No. Like, what's the one, Alone? Have y'all watched that show Alone? I think has it had 3 seasons now? I love watching that. Would I want to do it? Absolutely not. Bye, Lisa. Thank you. Love you, Lisa. Absolutely not would I want to do that. They're the ones that they have to film their own. There's no cameraman or anything there. They're dropped off like in Vancouver area, out in those woods out in Vancouver area, and left alone, literally alone, with just their camera and the items that they were allowed to take. I think they get to take 10, 20 items. Yeah, you need to look it up, Kate. You would like it. If you like, yeah, you would like it, Kate. Look up Alone. They're allowed to take a bunch of equipment and stuff to survive. And for whoever, here's how it works. You're dropped off in the middle of Diddle Wall Diddy in Vancouver woods or lakes and way out in the middle of nowhere, right? And the person that lasts the longest, I think they win $100,000. Is it 100,000? I forget how much money they win. But they have to, and they don't know. They don't know how many people have been have tapped out. So let's say I think they start out with 10 people. Girls too. They start out with 10 people that have survivor skills, right? They have survivor skills. Yes, Kate, that's where they're dropped off. Out there, not in Vancouver, not in the city. I mean, out in the woods, Oh my gosh. But anyway, and so if you can go however long. I think the last one was 50 or 60 days. I forget. 60 days, I think 2 months was the one that won last time, 2 months. And you don't know if you're still one of 10 or if you're one of 2. You don't know if you've won until everybody's tapped out and they come and they bring your loved one. They bring your husband or wife or your, whoever. They bring them and hide them behind you, and they'll come up and because they do a medical exam, I think every few weeks. Okay, they do a couple, medical exams to make sure, because they lose a lot of weight. They lose a lot of weight out there for a couple months trying to, trap food and whatever, and so. Then they hide their loved one behind them and say they come up. You see the camera in their face. Because remember, there's no cameraman in this one. They all film themselves doing everything. I think they have like 3 or 4 cameras. And it's called Alone. It's called Alone. And no cameramen or anything. Like some of those shows have cameramen following them around. And so anyway, then the loved one comes up behind them and says, "You won. You won the Alone. You made it through longer than anybody else." it takes a while to do all this blending, guys. When I say light layers, I'm not joking. You see? You see how I'm trying to fade it into... Yeah, but you know what gets everybody, Kay, is the aloneness. That's the thing. And they do have some heavy storms out there. Well, if you live up there, you'll know, you know. And the wind's blowing, and sometimes there was one time I think it rained for like 2 weeks. You know, now remember, if you don't have any food, if you don't have any fish caught and dried, you're living in a tent or whatever you brought or a shelter you built. Most of them build their own shelter. Wind's blowing and howling. You have no food, no water, unless you've got it stored up. And, well, you can get water from the rain. You got to boil it, though, I guess. I don't know if you really have to boil rainwater. I don't know. But anyway, you're alone. That's the problem. That's what people get. I mean, that's where people get stumped, is because it's not even so much the survival. Some of them have lost a lot of weight, got injured and hung in there, but it's because they are totally alone that they tap. Couldn't even take you string off air for an hour. Good one, Kimberly. Kimberly, that's good. Good one. Yeah. I'm a techie person. I like my phone. Oh my gosh, when my phone, my last phone went out, my daughter, I called her on Hubster's phone. I said, "Oh, my phone broke. I'll be there in an hour." And no joke, she knew. Denise knew her mom was not going to. She brought me a new 7P immediately. She knows her mom too well. Handed me a box, new phone. Yeah, she knew her mom wasn't going to go without a phone for even a day. That's pathetic. I know it's sad. It is sad, but it's the facts. That's the way of it, people. Now my eyes are watering. Oh my gosh. I mean, of course we could survive if we had to. Let's put it that way. Yeah, I barely leave the house, Tara. I barely leave the house. I know, isn't she, Terry Trouble? Denise is awesome. Both my girls are awesome. So I'm just trying to get it nice and smooth and blended, because I don't use blenders. I don't use Gamasol. I don't use blender pencils. Not that there's anything wrong with any of that. I do it all with pencil, because that's how I've always done my portraits. All with pencil. So I do my, coloring the same way. All with pencil. You could see Dede the first. No, yeah, that's another thing, Barb. No coffee? Oh my gosh. I've drank coffee since my grandma started giving it to me when I was 3 years old. My grandma and I would have coffee together. And I've drank coffee since I was 3 years old. And I mean, really, no joke. Oh, I know how to make coffee with the power out. I can make coffee with the power out. Y'all want me to tell y'all how to make coffee? Well, now I have a gas stove too, so. But I can tell you how to make coffee. It's very simple to make coffee with no power. Especially if you have a gas stove. I mean, if you don't have a gas stove, you're going to have a fire source. But I can light my oven with a match. The lighting, the switch to light the gas stove is electric. But I just, take a, match to get the flame going on a gas stove. All you have to do is boil some water. Boil some water on your stove, or however you want to boil your water. If you have to go build a fire in your backyard. Hit up the barbecue. I don't know. If you just boil some water. And then all you have to do is pour the hot water into your coffee maker. Like, you know, you have your coffee maker like Mr. Coffee or whatever. You just pour the hot water over the grounds. And it comes down into the pot, and it's hot immediately. Of course, it's not going to stay hot there. You have to transfer the coffee that you just made with the boiling water onto your stove, but you got hot coffee. No, I don't drink instant coffee. Again, I would if I had to, but you just pour the boiling water over your grounds. Don't even have to have a coffee maker. You just pour. You just have to have something to have the grounds in. But it should. Can't you just light? It's because it won't light. You have to light it with a match. You have to light a gas stove with a match to get it lit. But gas should still come out of your gas stove without electricity. I'm still working on this, guys. It takes a while, and I do real time. So if you're watching this on YouTube, by the way, and that's provided we don't have any issues with the video uploading because of the Ustream issues we had this morning, I do my show live chat, live people here, real time. I don't edit, I don't cut, I don't speed up. Nothing wrong with that, just saying. It's real time. On a barbecue and have that. Yeah, Pat. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Well, sorry to hear that then, Button. You'll have to go out to your barbecue and boil your water. Anyway, so you can see how long it takes to blend out completely. I mean, I'm getting rid of all the paper completely. There's no paper going to show when I'm done. And it does take a while. Kind of back and forth, some circles, up and down, you know, so it's cross-hatching your color. Get I know, right, Palm? Yeah. See, I grew up in the military. Hubster's retired military. So, yeah. You learn to move, you learn to improvise, you learn to do stuff. Yeah, so when you're on reserve duty, Palm, for sure. And I mean, we've camped out and done things before. I just don't like it. I mean, you know, I just don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy mosquitoes. We go to the lake. I don't want to, you know, I've slept outside before at the lake. I don't like mosquitoes. They love me. Mosquitoes love me, but I don't like mosquitoes. And, you know, I guess I'm just, you know, spoiled in my old age. Thanks, Terry. She's coming along. Oh, no, Siri. Siri came on. I said she's coming along, and it sounded too much like Siri. So I'm pretty sure I'm almost ready to add just a little bit of white blending on the front of her face. Because I really want this very light, like if the glow is from these candles and all. See the glow? And then the background is painted black with black acrylic paint. Yeah. I mean, I love sleeping outside if there was no mosquitoes. Oh, I know. No, she's blue skin. See the stars that were on her face? I decided to make her have blue skin. And then the stars, you see the stars, I just put those in myself. There's more. There's like all kinds of blue dotted, there's all kinds of dots all over this page that I painted out with the black paint. And I'll probably go in there and put in, you know, a few blue ones. But I'm not doing that yet. Sign language for the, yeah, the glow. So anyway, yeah, Boo and Cam are coming down, I think this weekend. Memorial Day weekend. They're out of school. They get out of school early, but they go back the first week of August. So their summer, and I think that's kind of probably true of a lot of schools, shorter summer, then they get like 2 weeks off in at Christmas, and a couple extra holidays during the year. But Boo and Cam both love school, and by the time the first week of August rolls around, they can't wait. They love school. It's kind of like Avatar. I thought about it after the fact, Tink, but that's not what I had in mind. What made me want to do her blue was the stars on her face. That's what influenced me. But now that you look at it, oh, she kind of looks Avatar, ish, but that wasn't my intention. Good morning, Mick and Mango. Good morning, Mick and Mango. Oh, we organized a toolbox filled with tiny portable gas stove. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. I know, Palm. It's not like you go out there with just the clothes on your back, for sure. I guess I'm just spoiled now. I've done enough roughing it. If I don't have to rough it, I'm not going to. Of course, survive. We will survive. If we had to. Don't throw any zombie apocalypse on me or nothing, but Oh, I don't know. CB, Eileen says, is CB still here, or did she go over to the NASA stream? She's probably watching us both at the same time, Eileen. A Fairy of the Night Fae court. Okay. I'm sure there's stories from Hannah has in her mind with these, right? Okay, I'm thinking I pretty much have my light blue to the point where I can add white on the very edge here to really brighten up the edges. You'll enjoy your own bathroom. Yeah. She reminds me of Pandora. Okay. CB was right. She is a little spacey. Okay. I'm looking at it and seeing, do I want to put that last little blend of white? So you can see how long it took me to blend this out as smoothly as I like it here. And I can still see a couple places that I could really still work on. Because then I don't want any lines. I want it perfectly smooth. Alright, so let's go in here with the white. Let me sharpen. Take a sip of my coffee that's sitting here getting cold. You like it? Thanks, guys. Alright, so now I'm going to start on the very edge and kind of smooth my way in. I want it very, 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 very smooth and blended. like her eyelashes there, I can go back over the eyelashes with a pen or a pencil, either one, to make them stand out again. Same thing for a twinkle in her eye. Okay, there's a little bit of pencil shaving thing there. Got a little dot there. Let's see if I can get rid of that. I got a little dark blue speck of something. I don't know what I did. Got a little speck there. It never occurred to do a blue face. Thanks. Well, like I said, the stars here were my inspiration. All right, I can't get rid of that. There's a little speck. Oh, well. It's just a little speck of something. The stars on her face were my inspiration to do her face blue with black background and blue stars. See, I already put these in, and they're not done yet. I can add some more brightness to them. Can even add a little bit more brightness to them, but I kind of really want to keep them blue. I can brighten them up a little, but so I can work on them each one individually. Hey, Shells. All right, so this is why you see on my paper here I'm always cleaning off my white, because if there's anything on the tip of your pencil, it can get on your work. Light layers. Just take your time blending very gently. Shh, 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 shh. You doing this, Dede, makes me feel not so. Try your skin. Yes. Oh my gosh. You do not fear your color books or your art journals or any of it. Fear it not. You are the boss of your color book. And again, guys, if you have a nice expensive color book and you're afraid you're going to mess it up, at least make a copy on some cardstock, some smooth cardstock. Well, watercolory card, you know, you can do texture if you're going to do watercolor, but like in the, what do you call it, the Island Escape ones. I got a little bit of white on, I need black here. Copy it off and do a practice until you feel comfortable if you're too scared. Like, hang on, let me see, where's my Island Escape? So, I bought another Island Escape. I gave one away, so I bought another one. So, I don't even think there's anything colored in this yet, because it's new. I bought a new one. So we need to play with our gouache. See, these all open up. Need to play with our gouache and work in Island Escape or Rainforest Escape. I don't have the is it Thailand? Thailand what is it? The Carnival. The Carnival one. I don't have the Carnival one, but I did buy another Island one because I gave it away. I don't know what I'm going to do with their hair yet. Yeah, I'm not sure. But anyway, we need to probably do something in those books because we got gouache and new watercolors now. When I did the last Island Escape, I used Neocolors. Yeah, the Carnival one, Thailand Carnival one. Yeah, I think, who was working in that? Was it Jen? Or was it Jessica? I don't remember who was working in it now. I saw somebody working in it, but I don't remember who. Jen or Jessica? I don't think it was Laura. Could have been Laura. If I see it at the bookstore, I might pick it up, but I mean, it's not like I don't have 2 other ones to work in, right? I mean, it's like so many color books, so little time. So I'm just lightly, gently, softly layering. Oh, there's a Thailand one and a Carnival one? Because, whoops, don't knock my coffee over. So I have Rainforest Escape and Island Escape. And I know there's Carnival Escape? Is that what it's called? Carnival Escape? I forget. Jessica was working in Island Escape. Okay. And there's 2 Carnival ones? All right, back to the blue. Whoops. A little bit. And the reason that you can do all this blending is because it's light layers. Laura has a Thailand, the Carnival. It's South America. And then there's Thailand Escape. Okay, so there's 2 other ones. Okay, gotcha. So Jen showed Carnival and Thailand on her. Okay, Jen. I know I've seen y'all working on a couple of people working on them and showing them. I just don't remember. I didn't remember who. Thanks, Suzanne. I'll keep it in mind. I'll look if it comes. You know, my barn. I mean, my Books a Million gets quite a few selection. That's where I got my Island Escape. Books a Million. Although now Books a Million has moved all their color books back into its own section by the art section. They don't have the build out right at the front of the store anymore. They moved it. So I'm guessing that some color book, craze is like dying off some. Not for us necessarily, but I'm just saying this. They're all the sales of them now are put back in the art section. And some in the kids section too. Chatty, we've been here close to almost an hour. We got delayed this morning because Ustream was doing something. We don't know what, but anyway, so we weren't even sure if we were going to be able to stream until CB came to the rescue with information. Okay, so I'm thinking it's not perfectly blended yet, but I think I can move on to something else just because we want to, show more than just one thing. But what I wanted to show y'all was how long it took in real time. Nothing wrong with speeded up videos, don't get me wrong. But when you watch, whether it's a color book, art video, sketching, drawing, whatever kind of video you're watching, if it's speeded up, you don't know how long it really took unless they say. That's what I wish people that did speeded up videos would do, is say, in real time, this took. Erin did it. Erin did do that in hers. Erin speeded up one of her videos, her color book videos, and I was just thinking, I was going, Erin, how long did it really take you? And she said it took her a week. It took her a week to do that. I think was it a double page spread? I don't remember. But it took her a week to do that page in the Mythic. I have it, but I can't remember the name of it right now. But anyway, so I was so glad Erin said how long it actually took her. Because you watch a speeded up video and you have no idea. It's like, I would have guessed, Erin, I would have thought it took you a day. Because it was so speeded up, but you were like, it was really moving along smoothly. If I would have had to just guess, I thought, oh yeah, I guess it probably took her all day to do that. It took her a week. I wouldn't have known that. Epic Journeys, yeah. I've only done one page, I think, out of Epic Journeys. But yeah. So anyway, It was nice that you did that, Erin, and that's, I wish everybody that did speeded up videos would say how long it took them. You know? All right, so I'm going to stop on the, well, no, let me just kind of blend out her ear just a little. I did her ear just a little bit lighter so it would show up, you know, her earlobe, I should say. I wanted her earlobe to stand out. So I'm going to stop on the skin right now. But I'm trying to decide, do I want, yeah, I'm kind of thinking, now I got to find me, let me find a Posca that works, because this one wasn't working. There it goes. I'm thinking I might want the stars brighter on her face, because the paper's just a little off-white. It's not exactly cream color. It's not as creamy as like the color in the Island Escape books. But it's a little bit off-white, just the tiniest bit. And so I think I'm going to go ahead and just kind of make the stars, and plus they're outlined in black, you know. I think I'm just going to brighten them up a little bit. Yeah, it was awesome, Erin. Okay, and then I got a little bit of blue on some of these little jewels here. We'll just kind of erase. You can erase with this. Laura got another coloring book ticket to Dream. Poor Laura needs help. I did see that one on Amazon, but I said, you know, I got that other one. Which one is it? Let me see. I have it right here. This one. And I know Laura doesn't care for this one, but I like this one. Until I finish working this one out, I don't think I'm going to get the Ticket to Dream one until I got to work on some of the ones we already have, right? I mean, I really need to do more in this book. So I probably won't get Ticket to Dream until then, until I work some of this one out. Okay. As I work in a new color book. I did see it on Amazon though, Terry. Okay, so let's see. Let's do a little bit of... Oh, thanks, Eileen. I just got that coloring book. It's your favorite now. Which one, Kathy Kberg? Which one? The one I just showed? Yeah, I like that one too. But you know, everybody's got different tastes and different things they like to color. Like I think, like when I see Vicky BR and Julie Topaz do mandalas or mandalas, however you want to say it, they're awesome. I do not enjoy coloring patterns like that. But man, they can sure rock those things. I'll tell you, they're gorgeous. Julie Topaz, what did she post? Well, it's not going to show up on my phone. But she posted a beautiful pink one today. This morning. Or maybe it was last night. Let me see. Let me just look on Twitter. I can show it to you, but it's probably not going to show up well. Here, let's look at Julie here. Yeah, here it is. Look at this. Look at that. That's about as good as I can show you. Right there. It's stunning. But I would not color that. But look how beautiful that is. It's like she did a wallpaper. Okay, so hair. I don't know, I'm thinking fiery orange. Do I want to make her a fiery orange ginger? Isn't from the illustrator, it's from a seller. Ah, okay, Ticket to Dreams on Amazon is not from the illustrator, it's from a seller. Yeah. See, I don't know about buying it like that. You can buy it directly from the illustrator for $28. Okay. Thanks, Jen. I did not know that. Yeah, because I hadn't really looked into it because I didn't have any plan to buy it. But all right, who's ringing my doorbell? Let's see. Mailman. Hang on, guys. I thought maybe he was going to deliver me a color book or something, but no. Or an Amazon. I don't think I have anything left on Amazon to get. But yeah, when he starts talking, you know, I can't say, oh, I'm streaming. Well, I guess I could. I'm streaming. I can't chat right now. I did get me some juice. Okay. Back to deciding her hair color. What do y'all think? Orange? Yeah, I was, Mel, hi, by the way. I was going to color moon blossoms today, but Ustream was had some issues this morning. So I said I wasn't going to color it off stream. So I put it aside and started working on this, and then Ustream came on. And so then I had to keep working on it. So what do y'all think? Lavender and teal. That's too much contrast, too much different colors for me. I don't do teal and blue. I mean, I may add some flowers or something, but main colors, teal and blue, I don't like that. That's just me. Lavender, I could do lavender. I could do purple hair. Do y'all think purple hair or orange hair? That's my choices. Orange or purple hair. Those are the choices. No salmon, Vicky. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, orange hair too. But a purple hair would be pretty. It'd just be darker, you know. I have a few purples. Orange was what I was going to go for, but I've seen a lot of people like the idea of purple. Vicky. Oh my gosh, so I'm getting about half and half. My first instinct was orange. Okay, I'm going to go with orange. So now here's my options. Do I want to do a wash, because there's no wash on here. This is just all pencil. This is just, all this is indigo, light blue, and white pencil. No paint on there. But for all this hair, I'm going to want to do a wash. So I have to decide, do I want to do a wash with color pencil, a wash with acrylic paint, watercolor. What do I want to do the wash in? Yeah, Neo Colors. I could use my new Gansai, what is it, what I forget what it's called. Anyway, my Kuretake. I could use this. I could use gouache. I really want to use, I'm not using my new watercolors. My daughter Annie bought these for me for Mother's Day. Let me get a small palette here. Here's a small one. This is from the watercolor sets. It's a good size though for working on camera. So I guess we'll go with this. I could even go with my Zig Kuretake water brush. That, you know, those. Maybe I'll do that too, Eileen. Maybe I'll do both. Maybe I'll do a wash, an initial wash of with the orange. I might have to mix these two. And then go in with, let me grab them here. Go in with some of my, and maybe I might need a yellow too. Let's see. We're just playing with our supplies, people. We got it. We got to use them. Yeah. So okay, I'll pull these out too. So we'll do shading with that. Let's do an initial wash though. Where's my water brush? I need water. And okay, hang on, guys. I got to get water. Well, let me just see if I have another here. Let's see. There's water in this one. Nope, it's empty too. Hang on. Let me get some water. I always forget these go backwards too. They screw them backwards. Okay, that's what we're going to try. So let's test out this color first. Oh, that is a nice orange. I don't even think I need any. I'm going to drip out some water there. I'm squeezing the brush here. If you want extra water, squeeze it out here. Don't squeeze it out over your page. Okay, let's get a little. I'm liking that. Let's squeeze a little more. I'll get a little bit more. Okay, we're going to go with that. All right, so I'm going to move these to the side here. Let's move my other papers there so I don't get those wet. Excuse me, drinking that juice, giving me the hiccups. All right. All right, let's, and this paper's pretty thick anyway, but you know, you want to make sure still not to oversaturate anything you do. All right, let's see if that's going to be, I need a little bit more concentrated. Again, I just want to wash for now, and then we'll go in there with our zig, or these. Okay, it might be a little bit of a hair right there. That might be the loop around the jewel. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think that's the loop around the jewel. Let me back that up. But you can still pill your paper, so you still want to be careful. Even if you have a thick paper, like even the Island Escape, if you oversaturate it, it'll pill. P-I-L-L, pill. You know, like pill it up. Get a little bit more orange in there. Too much. Let's get the other color. I'm so bad about cross-contaminating my colors. I'm just not, I don't know. My other set is really a hot mess. Jean would probably go, oh my gosh, because Jean's really careful about not cross-contaminating. She does every now and then. She'll go, oh no, I dipped that in the wrong water. But she's real good about not cross-contaminating her watercolors. Not me. I feel like I can just clean them out. So we'll just work on this one, and then the next time we'll work on the next color book day. We'll do the blossom that I'm working halfway done with from last week. Hey Colleen, anybody else I missed? And if you want more layers of watercolor, just dry them between so you don't oversaturate the paper. So see, I've got a couple of, you know, like it's a little lighter up here, coming back here a little darker. I need some more water in that. Whoops. Kleenex. Too much water. And then we'll play with some shading with the brush markers. Because we just need to play with our stuff. We buy it or given to us and we want to use it. So, whoop, I want a drop of water up there. And a smear right there. We need to use our stuff, right? Driving. Okay, bye May. Have a good afternoon. I'm just coming over here and picking up from my tray right there. And this is just a Pentel water brush. Darker in the back here. So we'll probably have orange and red. I want to keep it mostly orange, but there'll probably be some red in there too. Okay, see I got that, the water's kind of sitting right there. I'm seeing it buckle just a little. So you got to make sure not to not that it doesn't really bother me, but I try to, if I see something like that, I tell you so that you're aware. You know, be careful not to let let watercolor just sit there or whatever, because it'll start pilling and pooling. We don't want pilling and pooling. All right, so I just want to get a complete wash on here. And remember, if you go to shade with pencil over watercolor or any wet medium, you need to make sure it's 100% dry before you start putting on pencil, because it won't work. Not only will it not work, you'll probably go right through. If y'all have any questions, put them in caps. If you're watching this on YouTube, it is a recording on Ustream. Well, it's a live show, but you're watching a recording if you're watching it on YouTube with the live chat and mostly awake people. All right, there's an initial wash. All right, so let's see. None of her hair is really showing through here. I'm just trying to decide how I want to tackle this. It's almost like a crown, but I'm trying to see what could be in the background. Do I want blue in the background of that crown? I might want blue in the background of the crown. That might look good. You just dismantled a Vogue magazine for face shades and hair colors that help with different shades. Yes, it does. We've done some shows on how to use fashion magazines to learn how to draw faces, how to color them. Yeah. So I'm not sure the background of this. Do I want it to be blue? I'm looking at it kind of carefully. I'm thinking the indigo would be pretty on the background. Haven't decided yet. Let's just keep going with the hair for now. Because, you know, we got some, I'm either going to have, I think I'm going to have blue and orange flames. Whoops, got a little drop of water there. Blue and orange flames. So, like, if this part is orange around the flame, and then inside the flame could be the blue, I think that would be very dramatic. So let's just go ahead and color this in while I got the orange sitting right here. And have a glow, I'll have a glow around it too. Probably a blue glow. And then these little white pearly things, I'll go over those with Posca. And then have a blue flame glow around it. Here's another one up here. Let's don't forget this one. Okay. None over on that side. See how I painted around this? I painted it loosely around here because I'm going to have like glow around this too. Thanks, guys. So I have to decide again on the kind of glow. I think I want a blue glow. So we'll go ahead and go around this one with orange too. Okay. I'm not sure if like the candle wax, that candle wax could probably be a different color altogether. Okay. I have to think about the candle wax color. Alright, so now, while that's drying, I think I'm going to take my pencils again, my indigo blue stub, little nub. Let me sharpen it and my light blue. Just at least I want to get one or two candles established, like, so I know where I'm going with it. Alright, so I'm going to have a dark blue. And I'm pushing down kind of hard right here because I know that I would just want that solid dark blue at the very base. And then I'll lighten it up as I get up here where I want to blend, because there's no blending right down here. Okay, so I just go ahead and kind of get that dark. But if you're pushing down on something like this, make sure you got something behind, like I have this black paper behind it, so you don't make marks on the page behind it. So let's do this. If y'all have any questions, put them in caps. Oh, so, hey Deb, did I miss something going on? I missed something with Deb. Which Deb? Debbie? Deb? Because we have, oh, I think Debbie's gone. Deb Colors? I didn't see what it was. I don't know, I missed something. You're putting something in caps, but I missed the initial thing. I'm sorry, Deb, I missed what it was you're talking about. Okay, so we got the dark blue. Now I'm going to take the light blue and fade that up into the flame because I want the flames to be blue. So we'll get the initial center colored. Bye, Carla. Okay, thanks, Vicky. Yeah, if it's a tragedy, I feel for people having tragedies, but yeah, I can't. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to get into that right now. Yeah, we talked about that before, so all right. Thank you, Vicky. Yes, please do that, Vicky. Okay, so now I'm going to shade up the flame here in a couple shades of, just continue it right up like this. Like that. And then I'll probably carry it up even further than the color book shows it, just to give it a little bit more oomph. Like that. And maybe just a little bit of dark blue right along the edge of that one, so it looks like it's multicolored, moving up like that. Like this. And then maybe right in here, a little bit darker. So you can see how it's got a few shades of blue working its way up. Like that. I think that's going to look good. So let's go ahead and do that on these. So let me just color this in light blue. Kind of give it a little bit of a glow. And then kind of go in there with the indigo and kind of give it a little bit more dimension. It's kind of hard to see because it's little. I don't want to zoom in anymore. You know. I might need to outline that. I need to get the black to kind of get right tight up against the area there. Okay, something like that. And let's do these other. We might as well just go ahead and do all of them while we're at it. And again, I'll get my black pencil in there to kind of get right up in there. I don't want to go too much. I don't want it to look like it's burning her chin. Thanks, guys. Yeah, we're going to get back to the hair in just a minute. All right, now let's go over here to this one. And just do the whole light blue thing. I don't know if that was piece of flame right there, but I'm going to make it one. Like that. And then get in here with the dark blue and shadow a little bit. A little bit here and there just to make it look like it's kind of waving, you know, like kind of in the bending in a little breeze or whatever. All right. I'm going to kind of go outside of what's considered the line there to make it kind of flow up like that. Maybe just the tiniest bit, oops, the tiniest bit of white at the very top. That one and this one, like that. Thanks, Valerie. All right, now I want to get in here with the, I think what I want to do is, there's these little dots. Let me just make sure this one's working. I keep picking up the one that's almost empty. Little dots around the candle. And I just want to make sure they're nice and round with no paint or color on them. Like that. Because I'm going to leave those white. I might put some stickles or something on it, you know, some stickle dots on where I'm doing these white dots. Some stickles would be pretty. Nice and twinkly around the flames. So, like that. Hey, Kmore, yeah, Ustream was down. Ustream is back. So we're back. Yeah, stickles would be good on those little dots. But if you're going to do stickles or any kind of glitter glue things, you do that at the end because it takes a while to dry. You really don't want to dry that with your heat gun because it can blob it up and make it sticky like. It's just best to let it dry on its own. So you want to do that at the very end. You know, if you're going to add any stickles or glue. Okay, I need to get right in here with the black. Run the dot. The very last thing you do for that page, for that day, you know. And remember, I'm going to do, you know, glow from here too. This is going to have probably a blue glow in the black background like this. Like, this is going to glow blue. Now I'm going to go in here and tighten up the black, of course. But my flame is going to glow blue. Oh, I got to do this one. Where's my little... Here, I forgot to do this one. Everything's rolling under my page here. Okay, let's do this one. And I think I want to keep the wick nice and white, so I'll go back over that with Posca too. And that would be another thing to do with stickles maybe. All right, let me just get some color in here. So you can see how this one's going to look in the lantern. So I'll just get some blue in there, and then I'll go back with black and dark blue. Just get the blue in there. And again, this is all going to glow out. We'll put that behind that one. Put this one behind. Okay. See if we can just do this nice glow real quick. And again, I want my wick to be nice and white. Same for these over here. Let's go back over the wick. And this one. And if you're just joining us, we are coloring in the Swedish, this is Seasons, and Hanna Karlzon. So that's what we're coloring in, yeah. Squaw Moon Tracy sent this. Okay, let's see. Sip of juice. All right. I'm going to go and do this glow real quick. So I'm going to get in here with the dark blue right up next to the candle itself. And then where the black lines are from the color book that, you know, Hannah drew in there is what I'm going over with the blue lines. Kind of just going over them like this. Because it's going to have a blue glow flame. And see, I've already, you know, pulled these out here. And there's some little white dot things. I think I'll do some white Posca on those dots. So I'm just coming in here with the indigo. If you have any questions, put them in caps, guys. I'm just rolling along here. How long have we been here? Oh, good. It's an hour and a half. Thanks, Bright. You know, I've been doing color pencil for so long, guys. It's like when color books became popular, it wasn't like the first time I ever started using color pencil. That's my medium of choice. My portraits and what I use more than anything is color pencil. And so when color books became popular, and we got a zillion of them, for me, color pencil was just like, you know, natural. All right, so now I'm going to take my light blue, sharpen it again. Kind of blend that out. Oh, previous season will be delivered in September. Yeah, Squaw Moon Tracy sent it to me. She got the Swedish version. And she sent this in my Sharpie pens. And she sent Hubster. Oh, and speaking of what she sent Hubster, mine's still sitting up here. She sent 2 of these to Hubster. Remember I showed y'all the that it's a light on one side and it's a stylus on the other? I didn't know this, but she said, oh, there's a pen in there too. Look, there's also a pen in there. I did not know the pen was in there. So she pointed out, she goes, there's also a pen in there. Do you tell Hubs there's a pen in there? But he said this write's awesome. He took it to work and is already using it. Yeah. So there's a stylus, a light, and a pen. Coming pretty soon. Coming as fast you want. It depends on what you like. It depends on what you like, Pom. See, that's one of those things that people can't really answer for you, you know? All right, so now I'm going to go back in here with the white and just kind of blend. Right now I'm just working on the inside. I'm going to do this outside here in just a second. I just want to kind of blend a little bit of the inner glow here. Alrighty, like that. And now I'm going to take and make sure I have all as much as I want here with the blue, and then I'll go in here with the black and fill out fill in the areas, because this is black paint, right? So now I can get in here with my black pencil and tighten up everything. That's dark blue. Let me get, where's my black? Here it is. And tighten up. And then I'm going to go in there with some white Posca. It doesn't have to be Posca. It can be any of the paint pens, or even just the back end of a paintbrush to do dots with acrylic paint. Okay, maybe I might want a little bit of white. Let's see. Do I want a little, just 1 or 2 little glows? Don't want too much because it's really tight in there. Maybe just a tiny bit of white blend. Like that. Now get in here with the, I'm talking coloring book and supplies related, of course. Yeah, it's going to depend on what you like. There's a gazillion color books. You have to kind of, you know, if your family wants to, or, you know, my best advice would be tell them you want a gift card. Tell them you want an Amazon gift card. Then you can pick your own. Okay, let's go over on this side. I'm trying to not cover up where I'm working. Alright, so now take the Posca. And there were some dots on her rays. So I'm just going to go ahead and put some dots where she had them. Some of them. I probably covered up some. I don't know. I'll put a few. And then you can also just go in here and highlight. Maybe bring out a couple extra rays. But right inside there, inside the lamp, and put a few more. Come over on this side. I think I need a couple extras. I'm not sure where hers ended, but I want a couple more out there. And I could probably go around those and make them look glowy too. Because we're all about the glow. Lanterns in my next color is home. Oh, good. Good, Diamond. Yeah. I've done a few lanterns in different books. I don't know that I've ever done a blue light one. Blue light. I don't know if I've ever done a blue light one, but you can do it with any color. Alright, so let's do some dots. A couple extra rays. I would recommend a Posca pen. Palm, if you need a birthday gift idea, tell them you need some Posca pens. White especially. It's just so convenient. Okay, now I gotta let that dry before I can touch it with pencil, right? Although these stars over here that I already kind of put a glow around, I do want them a little brighter in the centers, and maybe, I don't know, could maybe do a little bit more bright around. Let's give them a little extra oomph. And the reason I can do this, guys, on this black is because this is acrylic paint. If this was colored with pencil, you couldn't be doing this right here. Wouldn't work. It has to be on something that gives your pencil tooth. Okay, let's just put a little bit more glow. So that looks pretty good. So a little more over here. Alright, so back to our lantern now. Now that Posca should be dry. Now I'm going to get in here with just a little bit of extra white here and there. Just a little. And then right in here I need a little black. Right along the edge. So what do y'all think? What did Tracy say? Squaw Tracy? Did she say where she got the book? I missed it, guys. If she said it, rolled off. Did she say where she got the book early? The background black, very dark. It's black, Valerie. The background is black acrylic paint. Yeah. Dark blue would have been nice too. Thanks, guys. Alright, I want a little bit of white in behind that candle, a little bit more. You could go right over this edge here too. After I put in the metal here, the metal bars, once I color that, I might even have a couple white rays coming right over the top of that metal. Do you have the book? Oh, I'd love to see. I'm not sure what that one is, Gina. I don't know if I have that one or not, because if they're in a different language, I try my best to remember what they are in English. So I don't think so, but I don't know. Thanks, Button. All right, so I'm going to move on from this. Although I'm going to put some dark orange in there. Let's go with our markers now. Okay, remember we did her hair orange with just the Gamzai Kuretake watercolors. We just did the hair is all that, and the orange behind the candles. But now I'm going to take my Zig Kuretake real brush markers and a sip of juice, and I want to get in here now and at least start with some shading. Romantic, can't remember the English name. Okay, I'm not sure. Do you mean, no, this isn't the one you mean. I got this one. I don't know. I don't know if I have that or not. If I do, it's not in my current, I'm coloring this. Thanks, everybody. All right, now I'm going to take the darker orange. Okay. Oh, Siri. I don't want you right now, Siri. Siri's hearing me. Okay. Oh, over here. And I'm going to use this is just orange, but it's darker than what I've got the wash down here. It's Croatian. I don't think I have it then, Erin. Erin would probably know if I had it. She knew I had some of the other books I didn't know I had. So I'm just going to go about halfway up like that. Now, you could either blend this, which I'm going to do, or you could let that dry and shade with pencil. But I'm going to see about how dark this next orange is, which I think this is called bright yellow. The bright yellow, which is really a light orange. And then I'm going to go with yellow. Now remember, these are watercolors, so they're going to blend. Okay? Pretty sure I don't have it. Okay, thanks. So these are not like our, let me grab one here. You know, these are great for color books, these right here. Oh, let me get, come on. These are great, our Crayola marker, super tip markers. These are great for coloring in color books, but they're not like watercolors. They're like water-based kind of markers, but they're not real watercolors like this. These are going to blend. These will blend a tiny bit, but not like you would like them to. Okay. I don't usually use, you know, my zigs that much in color books. They're expensive for one, and but they do work well. So let's see if you can see that there. See? Here's what it looked like before, and then there's after. So we're going to do all our little flames. So I'm just taking it's called orange. It's just the darkest one. Putting it down at the bottom. And even if it dries, it'll still reconstitute and blend because it's watercolor. Okay, so I don't have to worry about it drying because I can re-wet it with the next color. So I'm going to put down the darkest right down here. Yeah, they're called Zig Kuretake Clean Color Real Brush. Now, the Zig Clean Color also have a bullet tip like marker kind. You want to make sure that you get the ones that says Real Brush, because there's another set that's not brush. How many do I have? I think it's 36, Chatty Cathy. I have the set of 36. Eileen gifted them to me. Our enabler elf. Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to take the called bright yellow, but it's like a light orange, and then kind of blend that next layer up. And they just blend right together. I don't even have no effort at all. These are watercolor. The Tombos, I'm not sure what they are inside. But this is real watercolor. That's why they're more expensive. And they're like watery. It's kind of hard to... The Tombos are more like a marker. These are watercolor in a brush. They're not a marker. It's a real brush tip. Can y'all see that? It's a real brush. It's just like your watercolor brushes. You know, your these watercolor brushes, it's just like that. It's a brush. It's not a marker tip. Yeah, I do too, Eileen. They just blend so smoothly. No effort at all. No effort at all to blend. Okay, now I'm going to go with the yellow. Okay, there we go. And you can, you know, it's got a little bit on there. You can take your Kleenex and kind of clean it off, but really it doesn't, it's not staining like you'd think it would. Okay, now we're going on to our hair. So I'm going to take the orange and take a sip of juice here. There's a couple ways we could do this. With the hair, let me see if I get a sample of something to do a sample on. When you're coloring color book hair, you could do a couple different things. Let's see how I can, let me get my, let's just do a little sample here. Let me go back to my little initial wash here. Okay, well, I picked up some green. Okay, let's just go over here and let's just say I had this is the initial wash like this. I'm going to show you a couple ways. So let's just say, okay, that's her flowy hair. Here's the top of her head, let's say. Okay, now let me dry this and I'll show you what I'm talking about. You can do it a couple different shading ways. All right, let me dry this. So we have, come on here, sit down. Let me just use a black pencil because that won't smear. Okay, so we have, let's just say that's the top of her head here, and here's her hair, right? Her hair's like this. Yeah. Oh yes, and her eyebrows. Yeah, I'm glad you reminded me. We'll just do that with the zigs. All right. So let's just say, we got this now. Now you can do a couple different ways to shade. You can take like, let me show you here. You can take and you can kind of go over each one here to start. I mean, then you can lighten it up in between. You can do that, right? And then take your next color and start kind of blending it in and kind of following, and that would be really easy, just follow all the lines. And then you can go back in there and start kind of, doing some of this, right? It like where the hair might bend, and do some darker, and then blend that out like this. Like let's just say her hair, a fold right there. You can do it like that. Or you could just take and do it like this. Like let's just say instead of doing each one at a time, there's a fold right here. You could just get the whole fold like that. And then take and blend that out. So whichever one you want to do, you can do shadows on your hair either way. You can do it like individually, or you can start doing it with one big swoop. Does it go through when you use this? No, not on here. It might on here. No, it didn't even on here. This is thicker paper. Okay, but you don't want water sitting. You don't want to oversaturate and just let water pool and just sit there until it like soaks through paper, right? So those are the different things you can do. And then you can go back in and shade like this. Now remember her face here, there's no wash on this. This is all pencil. I started this before y'all came in, before we got back on Ustream. I'd already started this because I was just going to sit here and work on this for a while because Ustream wasn't working. Well, Ustream came back on and I was already working on this, so I just continued to work on this. All right, so let's see. I think I'll go ahead. I don't know. I might do a combination of both. All right, so like there's going to be a shadow up in here, right under her crown. So I'm going to kind of get up, make sure I get that nice shadow under her crown there. I'm just kind of almost ignoring where the hair is because there's going to be a shadow there like that, right? So I don't even worry about blending. I even could go one darker on the shadow because her crown is there. And some of it I may do with pencil. We'll see. All right, so see how her hair dips right there? It's like, do I have a doll? I don't have a doll. I'll show you on a doll hair. Anyway, there'd be a shadow right in there where the hair kind of folds in. Probably right in there too. The hair's kind of folding down. I don't know if I'm making sense. But anyway, I'm trying here. Right in here, probably that one there too, and then up underneath it here. I'm just getting the darkest, like where the folds would be. Okay, like the hair's dipping in. You get what I'm saying? You smell what I'm stepping in, Aaron? That's what my daughter always says. You smell what I'm stepping in? But then you can flick some of those up too. So it's not a harsh line. You can kind of soften it up. Just kind of pull some down like that. That's what Denise always says. Yeah, hills and valleys. Thanks, Dragon. Hills and valleys. Thank you. That's perfect. The hills and the valleys are alive with the sound of... Maybe right up here in the front we'll put one little shade like that because there's a jewel sitting right there on her head. I'm picking up what you're putting down, Sarah. All right, let's see. So here, let's have another valley right here. Like, there might be one right here. I'm just kind of marking. I'm marking my territory. uh, and maybe it comes down this way. I'm just kind of scribbling it in. Okay, so let's see here. Maybe a little right there. A little right here. All right, so now I'll just kind of blend that up, because then I'm going to go with the next orange in a minute, right? Right here a little bit. I mean, this is a way to do like big hair, You just have a few, a little tiny, little head that's as big as that with hair that little. You don't need to do like big swatches of color because they're so tiny, right? But this is just an easy way to get a big swatch of area colored in. You can do this with paint, watercolors. I could have just picked up my watercolors, but I wanted to use my brush markers. Okay. We'll start with this. And then right down here. But looking for the hills and the valleys is the best way to like kind of sort out where the shading would be. I mean, it's kind of like a general thing, that's not like a law, but just to help you find the shading. All right, now I'm going to go with the next color orange, which is just called bright yellow. And I'm just going to start kind of blending that out. And it depends on if you want yellow highlights, and we can use the yellow. So I'm just kind of, I could probably just go in here with the yellow now and blend the two together and get this color. By using the yellow with the orange, I could probably just get this color without even doing this step. But I want to play with them. And I might even want a little bit darker. I might go in here with a sienna for some of the deep shadows after I'm done with this. We'll see. Because I want to make sure I keep some highlights. So I might have to do some darker to make the lights pop out. See how easily it's blending though? And again, you could just do this with a regular plain old water. This is watercolor. It's just watercolor in a brush. And it's just picking up the color I already put down. And this is just, to me, the easiest way to do a big swatch of hair. And then you can go in there, and I'll show you a trick with making some flowy. So, and we could even take the water brush if we don't. I'm not sure if I want to add yellow, It's kind of iffy if I want to add yellow. I almost just like this light orange. Let's see what that looks like. I'm going to take my water brush and just blend. Let me clean it off. I'm going to take my water brush now and just kind of blend without adding any more color. I might even have to kind of clean my brush off so it doesn't pick up even, smear it even more, because it's very concentrated. I have to be careful not to just fill in when I put the water on it. Could just fill in all those areas, and I don't want to do that. I want to keep it light, which we can go in there with some pencil and other things, Poscas. But I'm just kind of smoothing it out. And I got a little bit on these stars. I'm not really, I don't worry about it. I'll just go over it. So I'm going to dry, after I do this, I'm going to dry it, and I'm going to add some other things. Can you replenish? I don't think these are refillable. I don't think those are, if you're asking about those, I don't think these are refillable, from my understanding. Am I correct, Eileen, or somebody that knows? I think we've asked or talked about that before. Let me put my paper down here. So, isn't that cool, guys? Just to get a nice, pretty coat of orange on there. They're not. Okay, thanks. Yeah, I didn't think so. All right, so now let me dry this. Oh, here's one more. All right, come back here, heat gun. Yeah, Copics are refillable. I didn't know if y'all are talking about these. Okay, so now you can do a couple things. Go back in here with the watercolor, a little bit a darker shade like we have, where's my colors? We could go in here with, like, is this a sienna? Make sure what color this is. I think this is sienna. Oatmeal. Let's see what that looks like. It's not quite even dark enough. I don't want to get brown. I don't think I have the right, I don't have the right color to get in there. I need a sienna, and brown's going to be too dark, and this is not dark enough. Okay, Valerie. So what I think I'm going to do is go in with pencil. So let's come over here. Let me move some of this watercolor off my table. I'm running out of room. Y'all saw what it looks like when I run out of room. Oh, but you know what? I do have this color in my little Jane Davenport set. I do have that pretty sienna there. Kind of a red, this sienna. Let me see what that one looks like. Let's see. This one right here, I think. That may work. I don't know if I can get it concentrated in. Maybe. Let me do a little test here. I think I'd rather go with pencil, just for the fact that I don't oversaturate my paper. But what I'm going to want to do, see, I'm going to want to go in here with sienna for shading. Whether that's pencil or watercolor, I don't really care. Personally, I'll use either one. I just happen to see this sitting up there and going, oh, yeah. So we can go in here with our sienna color. We'll have a little shadow here, probably. We are supposed to use these sets or just buy them? We're supposed to use them, Eileen. But here's the thing, guys. That's what I'm trying to do. I am trying to use everything. I'm trying to use what we have and show you in all different kinds of ways what we can do with them, Miss Eileen, you enabler elf. Let me dry this. right, let's go with the pencils now. We're rolling with it. Let's see. Move that over there. All right, let me find me a nice burnt sienna. Let's see, which one's this one? And an orange and a darker orange. Carmine red is really a dark orange. As I said, that's poppy. Let's see, there's a carmine red. Well, poppy is kind of too an orange color. Oh, I don't want pink. Is that pink? Or is that orange? Pale vermilion. Okay. Where's my orange? I think that's pretty close. We'll go with these. All right, so let me sharpen. Oh, come back here, pencil on the floor. All right, let me sharpen these babies here. Do what good for you, Dede. Maybe you'll use some too. I'm not holding my breath, Eileen, on you. That's just saying. All right, so now I got out a burnt sienna, poppy red, which is kind of really a dark orange. Orange, and I think this is a yellow ochre. So those are the colors I'm going to use on her hair. Oh, I don't know if we're going to finish. How long? We're 2 hours in. Okay. So I'm going to start with go back with the sand. Remember, this is all dry now. Dry, dry, dry. And I'm going to start doing a little bit of hair lines. But I want to keep that shadow up under her crown too. Again, you could do this with your watercolor, or I'm just doing it with pencil because we're just moving from thing to thing. And what I'm going to do is, see, I'm putting in a little bit of the dark, and then I'll go in there with the poppy red, which is really dark orange. Let's just, maybe we don't even need that. We just might just need the orange to blend out a little. All right, so yeah, let's just go right now though. For right now, we're going to go with the sienna and the orange. So I'm just going to get in there and do a little bit of shading here. So if you don't want those the black color book lines, then you can go over them with the sienna, you know, just so they're not black. Because sometimes it depends, especially around eyes. I have, when I color book faces, I'm so used to doing portraits that when I do a face that has like a lot of black lines in the face, it's kind of tricky for me to try to get rid of those because I don't want black lines in my face. This one has very few lines, just one around the nose, you know. So, because they're hard to get rid of. And when you're doing a portrait, they're not, those things aren't there. And so for me, the trickiest thing for me in a color book in faces is the black lines. Yeah, I know you don't do color books, Eileen. Because especially if I'm trying to do a realistic face and you're fighting the lines that are there. But of course they have to draw them. You know, they have to draw them or you wouldn't have any features. So I'm kind of just going to go over just kind of whisk them out a little, just so that they're a little brown instead of black lines. Kind of get rid of the lines just a little, because they're there unless you paint them out with like acrylic paint. We could have painted the whole hair out flat and no lines, but you know, most people aren't going to do that. They want the lines to kind of follow. So again, you could take the time to do what I'm doing now, that I'm doing with pencil. You could do this with watercolors. But I'm speeding up the process a little here. what is gouache? Gouache is opaque watercolor, whereas watercolor's translucent, see-through. Gouache in its regular strength. Now you can water it down and make it see-through. We've done that with color books. You can water down your gouache and make it thin and see-through, but it's made to be opaque. And again, I haven't blended this out yet. I'm just kind of getting in the sienna color, and then I'm going to go back and blend it, okay? Right now I'm just trying to get in some of the sienna color here. And I'll show you how to do some cool flying hairs. Well, if y'all been here long enough to see me do those, but if you haven't, it gives it kind of a cool look. And it's one of those things that you wait till the very end, kind of like when you do stickles and stuff. Stickles you got to let dry, and little things like flyaway hair, you want that to be last too, because you don't want to have to try to paint or color around a flyaway hair. Let me sharpen this again. Yeah, it might have a little more tooth. I guess that would probably depend, Suzanne. That would probably depend on the brand. You know, how much. You know, I just have some inexpensive gouache. I don't have any expensive stuff. I don't really use it, and I didn't even. I don't really use it anyway. But I got some because I bought Cam some, and I showed it. I showed it like last week. Got it at, did I say, was it Hobby Lobby? Yeah. And a couple of palettes. And I mean, it goes a long way. And it's fun. I mean, all of the supplies are fun. But I think, yeah, I used a 40% off coupon. Where's the box? So this is the brand. It's just the Fine Touch, and these are the colors that came in it. Okay, and I had enough to squeeze out this whole palette and this whole palette, which I'm not using this on camera because it's too big. It takes up the whole camera, as you can see, whereas this I could just kind of sit off to the side. But I filled this. And those are big blobs there in each one of those. That's some big blobbage. And then fill this, and these are only halfway used. They're only half used up with all 2 palettefuls. So, it, you know, and you water it down. It goes a long way. And it was normally, it was on $13.99 at Hobby Lobby, and I used a 40% off coupon. So, yeah. Gotta love the coupons. That's right, Tara. All right, so let's just kind of keep going here. And if you're marker savvy, you know, I want to keep using, you know, Copics and my Hoo Hoo Heroes. I do have another girl started. Let's see, where is she? This is all with Copics. So you can see this is with Copics. And you see how her hair flicks over the top? I did that with pencil over the top of the finished, and you could do it with Posca, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to do some waved hair across the base of the hair. All right, but let's keep going. You want to do that after you get all this done. And see, I still have to go back in with the orange here and blend that in, see? And you don't have to do all these steps. I mean, I'm using watercolor, I'm using pencil, I'm using my zig brush, I'm using a little of everything. You can do all of it with just one. I just love my pencils. Pencils and me are like this. But for base coating things, I'll use any of it. I'll use any of it. But I don't want to hurry so much that I forget little tiny areas here. You know, which is easy to do when you're on stream and you're trying to get as much done as you can. All right, let's keep rolling here. So she's going to have some dark, right, coming through here in the valley. Thanks for that reminder of how to call it something, dragon. Okay, probably a little here, maybe right there. You just got to kind of imagine where the hair is dipping in. And then it would fluff up and then dip in again, see? I'd love to finish this. Does anybody know if Joycey is streaming today at 1? Has anybody heard Eileen? Hey, Sherry, by the way, just saw you up there. Do y'all know? If y'all do see, let me know. We're all enablers around here, trust me. I'm going to blend this out with the orange in a minute. You don't have patience for markers or watercolors? Yeah, well then that's why there's pencils. And pencils are so forgiving, you know? You don't have to hurry with them. You can take your time. They love you back. Watercolor, it can be fickle. For sure, watercolor can be fickle. But it's fun too. You don't think you enable? Aaron, every time you post a pretty color book page done, you're enabling. You may not think so, but you are. Just because you don't say, buy something. So I'm just kind of going over some of the black lines just to make them a little less harsh. Because, you know, unless you're going to paint them out, they're there. You can't get rid of them unless you paint them out. So you're going to have to deal with the black lines of a color book page. So I'm just kind of softening them a little bit. Oh, snap. Yeah, exactly. You're enabling every time you color a pretty page and someone goes, ooh, I want to try that. What book is that, Aaron? What do you think? You're one of the silent enablers. Those are sometimes the most dangerous ones. Yes, Eileen is the enabler elf. That's why she's ETEE. Eileen, the enabler elf. She's been out for 3 Christmases in a row. So I'm just kind of, like I said, softly going over the black lines just to make them just not so harsh. Okay. And don't forget, guys, if y'all see Emma on Twitter or wherever y'all might come across Emma, it's her birthday. So See how it kind of like makes her hair look full, like folds in it? Hey Jean, how you doing? Waiting for your voice and energy to return. Well, good to see you, Jean. You better be getting well, Missy. Good to see you. We're coloring in Seasons, Hanna Karlzon's new book, Seasons, which I still didn't see where Squaw Moon Tracy got it. If she said, I missed it because it's not out here yet. So I don't know where she got it, but thank you, Tracy. And again, if y'all hear Joycey streaming, let me know. Otherwise, I'll keep streaming. I'll have to start a new part. We had Ustream issues earlier, Jean. But I think when NASA came back online, according to CB, then we were all back online. So I got a little late start today. Okay, thanks. Well, if you just see Vicky, I'll keep streaming. I'll have to start another part though in about 10-15 minutes. I'm going to run out of time because we're going to be up on 3 hours. Well, 2 hours and 45 minutes is like where I like to do a cutoff, because sometimes it'll cut you off by itself, and I don't want to take a risk of not being able to save it. So I'd rather leave, stop the recording a little early and start another one rather than let it go and stop it on its own. So, yeah. All right, so there's some valleys and hills. Very simplified. You can get real detail with hair. Yeah, Jean. So now where I've done the sienna, now I'm going to take my orange and go like right over it and also a little further up. So I'm blending it out and at the same time blending it in. So like, let me show you, like right here. So I'm going to go over it and then a little further down too. So I'm blending in the pencil of the sienna, but blending it out into the lighter orange too. Can you see that? And this is very simplified, guys. I mean, really, hair's probably not going to be that perfect like this. It's going to be more wavy and stuff. But I want you to get the ideas. Thanks, Terry. And then what I want to do, though, is I'm going to use my Posca and highlight hair. And I'm going to use the white Posca. I'm not sure if my orange would be too stark, or the yellow. Maybe the yellow might work. And what I want to do is make some individual hairs. And then even if you use a white Posca, I've showed y'all this before too. Even if you just use a white Posca, then when the Posca's dry, like let's say you do some white, hairs with the white Posca, you can paint, you can paint over, watercolor over it, or pencil over the white Posca with that, like a light orange or whatever. But it will make it's like almost like going back to white, like a not an eraser, a whiteout. It's kind of like the effect of whiteout. And then you can go back over it with either pencil or marker. A watercolor. Okay, there's a good start. Hair not going to be like the face will be blue. Yes, acrylic paint will work too. I can do some with, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll do some with acrylic paint and some with a Posca. But what I want to show you, I don't really want to do it yet because, well, it's kind of like here. It's going to be the same effect as this. But you don't want to do this till you're done coloring everything. So I colored all her hair and then do the strands over the top. See how that makes it look like she has hair blowing over? Same thing down here. Look at this one. See? Here's another one. See how those hairs can blow across like that? But you can't do this till you get everything underneath done. Let's do another one up here. And you could do this with a brush and white paint. It's just easier. It's easier with the Posca, or, I mean, there's a Sharpie poster paint pen too. You see? But if that's too white, I'm doing it with white. I can, when it's completely dry, which only takes a minute, when it's dry, I can go back over that with pencil or watercolor or anything to turn it, you know, like lavender instead of white. We can turn it lavender. So you see, here, let me do a couple down here. Like, just might be a couple little flyaways. Let's get my pen. So yeah. And that's the same thing I want to do with her. But you can't do that till you're done with everything underneath, because you don't want to have to try to color around those lines. But let's go ahead and do some paint. All right, so let me get some paint here. Let's go with, because I have the colors, we'll go with like a light, should I go with moon yellow? Because I don't really want bright yellow, and so let's go ahead and go with moon yellow in a brush. Let me get that one might be okay. All right, so you can do the same thing here. Now this is acrylic paint. Okay, this could be whatever color you want. Now, a couple things here. I'm going to try not to go on the black lines. And the reason why is, if I start going over the black lines, I'm going to feel like I have to get rid of all the black lines. That's just me. So since we're rolling with having a color book black line thing already going on, okay, I'm going to try not to go over the black lines. I mean, if I do a little, it's okay, but I'm going to try not to. Okay. So you can see how I can highlight. And the only reason, like I said, the only reason I'm going to try not to go over the black lines, it's not because I love the black lines, it's because it's a color book page that's got all those black lines already in it. So we're going to roll with it having black lines. So what I'm going to do now is pick out the highlights. And you might have to kind of finger feather, is that a word? Finger feather out the edges so they're not like, you don't want just like little squares of color. You want it to kind of fade in. And if you think you've got it too harsh, after the paint's dry, after that's dry, then you can go back in there and go right over the paint and feather it in better. Okay? All right, so let's keep rolling with the paint. Now we're using, I mean, this is totally really a mixed media piece. We used we used the Gamzai watercolor. We used the Zig Kuretake. We're using acrylic paint. We used pencils. So you can see how I kind of covered up that black line right there. I don't know if it's as noticeable there. Let's see. You see where I covered that black line? That's going to really stand out if I don't get rid of that, because we've got so many black lines that if we get rid of a black line, it's really going to really be obvious that you painted out something. So I'm trying not to paint out the black lines because it's a color book page. Or, you know, if you're doing any kind of line art, coloring like that. So like maybe there's a little bit more of a highlight right there. So isn't that kind of cool, guys? So you can do with paint. Wow. I threw away. Denise made me throw. I literally had, I don't know, I'm probably not exaggerating when I had 4 feet. 4 feet tall of palettes. Because they're my coffee lids, right? They're my coffee lids. And they start piling up, you know? Denise made me throw away stacks of them. Stacks of them. All right, let me get crack-a-lack, and I'm finishing this hair here so I can put on a few strands going across. And I'll just go ahead and use this paint for the strands. Now, if you use a paintbrush as opposed to a Posca or, you know, a pointy something, then I would go with a liner brush. And I'll pull out a liner brush and show you how I do with a liner brush. Otherwise, go with the Posca and paint over it. You like the colors? Thanks, Garchik. So I'm just going to pick out a few more highlights. Again, don't, you know, keep them soft there. And you don't have to do every single in between every hair. See how just a few make it give the essence of shine? I'm not doing in between every, now here I did quite a bit, but look, just a few. Yeah, I think the orange hair was the right choice. Yeah. So like here's an area where there's highlights, so I'm just going to kind of go in there and just kind of feather that out. You make some bigger if you want, some smaller. Make it, you know, so it's not like little glow soldiers lined up in a row. Okay, so let's maybe come down here. Maybe this one comes down just a little, here like that. Thanks, Diane. All right. Again, you know, I'm trying not to get it on the black lines because it's going to look real obvious if you cover up these black lines, a few of them. It's going to look like, oh, you really got out a line there, because that's the nature of a color book, black lines, right? I mean, you can lighten them up with, you know, like I said here, like this one we missed with pencil, but they're still there. It's moon yellow. It's moon yellow. It looks a little creamier on camera. It looks a little yellower in person. Yeah, I know Suzanne wanted some of those paint skins. I don't know what she did with them. Did you ever use them for anything? Yeah, you can make, you know, you can peel those paint skins up if you have some way to use them. I just didn't have any way to use them. Let me show you what we're talking about. Let's make sure I have a dry palette here. So because this is on plastic, you can get this going here. Look. Well, that's just one little piece. But if it's completely full, do I have one that's full? This one may be better. When they're all full up with paint, if you can grab an edge, look, you can pull up the whole piece. These are called paint skins. They're really cool. I just don't know what to do with them. I did keep a few. All right, so you think that's pretty right there? Wait for it. Wait for it. Bam! It's nice and smooth and shiny. This one has a lot of white on it, but, you know, look there. it's very cool when you turn them over. Let's see if we can get another bit of one. I'll just go ahead and get this bit here. It's only about a, no, that's not one that's going to work. I don't know if I have any more. Let's see. That have enough in them. See, I've only kept, I am down to this many, guys. I'm trying to be good. This is only as many as I have now. I threw away, I'm not kidding, probably 5 feet. I don't even know how many. I had stacks of these. So let's see. Do I have any ones that are, this one might be good. Let's see what else. Most of them don't have, see, most of them don't have a lot on them. This one has not enough full. Let's see. That one might work. I wanted to show you how pretty they look when you peel them up. All right, let's see. Let's see. Just get your nail under there. And because I pile my paint over and over and over, you like to collage with them? See, not me. See, look. See how pretty they are? And they're flat and shiny. They're just really awesome. But I threw most of them away because Denise made me. All right, let's finish this hair here. Okay, my brush dried while I was doing all that jabberwocky. How much coffee? That's a lot of coffee, people. A lot of coffee. I told y'all I've been drinking coffee with my grandma since I was 3. All right, let's finish this up here. Kind of need to go up like that to kind of feather it. But again, if you get paint in some areas you don't want or you got too much, remember it's acrylic paint and that's the best thing to pencil over. It's got so much nice tooth to it. Just kind of, oh, well, do you think it is? Bam, bam. Claudia. Bam! That's for you, Claudia. Bam! And your 3-year-old. We're BAM enablers. No, BAM is bad at mailing. That's one of our acronyms around here. Like FIBS or Friends in the Box. BAM is bad at mailing. And Jean claims to be the queen of bad at mailing. Although I really personally think Vicky BR is the worst. She knows, she'll be the first to admit it. I'll tell the story about when I couldn't find any, this was way back. I could not find the white Uniball pens without ordering them like from Japan. Wait, Vicky found some and she had like 10. She was going to send me like 10. Well, a few years later, she sent me a photograph of all the pens all dried out. She goes, these were what I was going to send you, but they're all dried out now. So she just sent me a picture. Oh, you're president of BAM and Vicky's the CEO. Okay. All right, Jean. All right. Well, anyway, you can continue on and really, you know, do a lot with the paint. Now, make sure this is dry. I need a couple more right here. Make sure this is 100% dry before you go in here and start tinkering on it with pencil. Okay? So let me hit it with the heat gun real quick. All right. So now, again, let me get one light. Let's go with the yellow ochre. So now I can go in here right over any of this. any place that I put paint, it's great. You can just go right over any of it. If you want to blend out the edges, like if you got it too harsh, your paint wasn't feathered out enough, look, you just go right in there and feather it out with pencil. And again, guys, spend more time than I'm kind of hurrying here. I did take a lot of time on the face. There's no paint on the face. The face is just 3 colors of pencil: indigo, light blue, and white. That's all that is. There's no paint on the face. So I'm just going to kind of just feather this out a little. So just so you get the idea, again, I could spend more time smoothing and blending. But if you want to do some strands, and I really shouldn't do it because I want to go right over the top of that. Well, I want to show y'all though. Let me get a liner brush. Let's see. Not sure if they're in here. No, I'm going to take my brushes out because I can recognize my liner brushes because they're the thicker ones. That one's a stub one, that one's a stub one. Okay, gotta get another. Let me get a different jar of brushes. Where's my liner brushes? Let's try these 2 jars. I don't think it's in this one, but let's see. That's how I recognize. Nope, it's not in that jar. Let's see if there's some in this jar. Ah, here we go. I think that might be a liner. Woo, it is. Okay. All right, so what I do is now I'm going to water this down a little bit. I'm just going to do it with my liner brush. Water it down. I probably need a little spritz. Let's just spritz it. Going to water that paint down, and I put it in my hand, because I can see what I'm picking up, how much is on the brush, how thick it is. I can just see it better and tell how much paint is on that brush. And what we're going to do, let's not get it on our face, is, again, technically speaking, you want all this done first. You want all that colored because you don't want to have to try to color around this. But what you're going to do is just paint strands right over. And you can do this with a Posca pen. You could do it with a Posca pen and then go back over the white with the pencil. But you're essentially crossing over everything with a few hairs. And you don't need a lot. You don't need a whole lot. I'll do a few with the brush and a few with the Posca, just so you can see. And then maybe you could even have a few little strands coming down like that. So just coming right across there. See? Maybe I can show you better down here. Let's have a couple blowing across this way. And you might need to go over it twice, depending on the color you're going over. I'm going yellow over orange. That's barely showing. But see how a few hairs just make it look more real? And maybe you got 1 or 2 going this way. but just a few it's very dramatic with just a few. You don't need many. But look, her hair ended right here. How about if we go right across the page? Could do that. Although I need to get right in the crevice there with the other brush. But I do. Okay, now I'm going to stop here because I really don't want to do this now because I have to still do all that. And you really want this to be the last thing you do, right? You want it to be, so you don't have to try to paint around that. But I want to show you how it works with a Posca too. But let's make sure that's dry. Let's see if I got a Posca that's working. All right, and then we're gonna have to stop, guys, because we're at 2:44 and we're gonna get cut off here. So I'm gonna have to start another video. Okay, so I'm gonna go look. All right, I have a bad Posca, guys. Let's see if this one, I don't know. Nope, that one's no good either. I know I got some right here that are working. Oh, here's a new one. Let's see it. I don't even think I got this one going yet. Here, let me start a new Posca. Okay, so let's see here. Just don't have a harsh edge. Okay, and again, if it's too white, you just have to go over that with pencil or watercolor. See? Let's do a few dramatic ones down here. Like her hair's blowing in the breeze. Maybe there's one right there. Maybe there's one right there. Bye, Vicki. Thank you for hanging around. Okay. See how cool that looks? But again, make sure you do this after you've painted everything underneath. Because now I've got to go back and color in those jewels and then go back over the top. And it's just, you want to wait till the end. So let's have one maybe coming flying, a few flyaways right there. So maybe one or two like right here. See, just a couple little hairs just adds drama. Know what I mean, Vern? All right, so real quick, I want to get my darker red, or my darker orange, the poppy red, and I want to make sure, whoop, broke the lead. I want to make sure and shade in my little colors here real quick. So if y'all want, it's one of them have a few, yeah, I know, right? Just a few. And again, guys, I can go over that with another color. You know, if you don't want it white, then take your light orange or yellow and you can knock it back so it's not bright white. Or you could just take a wash of watercolor right over it. So anyway, guys, if y'all want, I can start another recording, or if y'all have other things to do, or you're frozen. Okay, I think we might have run out of time. So I think I need to stop. Let me go ahead and stop this recording, guys. And if you're watching on YouTube, thanks for watching. And I will be right back, guys.